Anyway, Genesis makes about 7 or 8 or more of those types of testable things, and it passes every time scientifically. So then the question is, how could Moses know to write that kind of accurate information 4,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago? And thus comes the very first book of the Bible, which gives the impression that it's inspired.
Do we know if there's much difference between, because I know, so the Torah, which is our religious book, which you guys call the Old Testament, it's got Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, right? And then when I look up what the Bible has in it, holy hell, man, no offense, but it's got the Old Testament, which it refers to as the I don't know how to pronounce that.
The
Pentateuch?
Pentateuch. That's Hebrew. That's Hebrew stuff. That's all Old Testament stuff.
That's what essentially refers to the 5 books that made up the Torah. And then you've got the historical books, which you call. Is this all in the one book? Joshua, Judges, Ruth, Samuel,
the prophets,
Kings,
law and the prophets. You got the law and the prophets, and then
you got wisdom literature, Job, Psalm, Proverbs.
Yep. That's all Old Testament Hebrew literature. It's amazing stuff.
Major prophets, but like in the Torah, it doesn't refer to the Torah having all that. I'm just asking whether or not Christians' Old Testament has got a lot more than what the Torah has in it.
The Torah, I think, is just the first 5 books of the Hebrew Scriptures. Right.
But you guys have the first 5 books, and
you guys have that too. I mean, you guys have, you got Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel. They're your prophet. They're the Hebrew prophets.
They are, but I don't know if they're in the 5 books, because technically,
well, no, they're not in the 5 books.
Just the 5 books. Yeah.
But you count them as sacred, right? The Hebrews do.
Yeah, they're pretty important people for sure.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't know. Oh, there must be that other book. Oh yeah, I think we've got another book somewhere. And then your New Testament has got the Gospels, which is everyone writing about Jesus, I say. Is that right?
The 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and then you've got the book of Acts, which picks up basically after the resurrection and the beginnings of the church. Then you've got all the letters to the different churches from different apostles, and Paul.
And then the general epistles, Hebrew, James,
those are letters.
John. Oh, they're more
epistles
letters.
Epistles are letters. They're the.
And then you got the book of Revelation.
Revelation from John in prison, aging out, about ready to die. And was he hallucinating on drugs or what?
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's pretty wild. You read it, it's very visual, symbolic laden, and it references back to many, many Old Testament symbols and references. Many, many. So people who read it from the New Testament and aren't familiar with the Old Testament don't necessarily know what's going on at all.
Why don't Christians become Muslims? And this is a bit tongue-in-cheek, by the way, so don't take me too seriously. But given it's very easy for a Christian to say, well, Jesus was, therefore the natural flow is, we believe everything that was written after Jesus.
We don't.
Why wouldn't?
We don't believe anything by Muhammad.
No, after Jesus. So you believe in the Bible, everything that comes into the Bible, right? And then why don't you then recognize Muhammad as the Messiah or whatever he is, the prophet after that?
Because
I mean, as a Hebrew,
there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons, and I don't even know all the good reasons. But he didn't. Yeah. So one of the things that is unique about biblical writings is that many of them are attested to by miracles. Some of those miracles are assertions of something that happened historically that we can actually test and see if it happened. We can go back in archaeology and see if it happened. We can look at science and see if it could have happened, and we can verify to some degree if it's possible.
Stretch, though?
What's that?
Walking on water into wine. What were Jesus's miracles that everyone?
Yeah, that's a great one. So
proved?
you've heard me. First of all, you've heard me talk about the Diptymus albus burning bush, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a real bush. It really burns without consuming itself. It grows over there. It grows 2 places in the world. That's one of them. And so I have no problem at all saying that when Moses saw a burning bush, and people think it's a story, that in fact he actually did see it.
I think so.
Okay. Now, is it a miracle in the sense of breaking the laws of physics? No.
I mean,
do I think that miracles need to break the laws of physics to be miracles? No. Does the Bible say they have to? No. Some miracles are coincidental alignment of unique and rare events that God uses to shape people's lives or history. And I don't have any problem with that.
It's not even a group.
I'm going to make it.
Do
you guys have a group?
Because I've got him talking about his religion right now.
Sorry, I'll stop. I'll stop.
I got a group.
No, I'm interested, but I don't know if everyone else is.
I'm gonna. We can talk. We can talk about it another. We can talk about it more tomorrow night or something before the stream or something too. Because this is.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk about it, but I know that I have a tendency to just go on, and I don't want to do that to you guys. I care about you too much.
Yeah.